Y'all asked for it. A review of a Busy World of Richard Scarry episode. I was looking forward to doing a review on my childhood cartoon that I make memes and YouTube poops on. For this episode, we're reviewing Cucumber the African Photographer. You may or may not know that Cucumber is my all-time favorite character in the Busy World of Richard Scarry. Who is she? Well, she appears in mid-episodes like stories that take place outside Busytown like in other countries. You know what I'm saying. She even has a lovely assistant called Pickles. Pickles is her feline assistant who tags along with her to help out on the photography job. Let's cut the crap and review this episode. It starts off with Cucumber not prepared for her job to photograph the lions because she was too chicken to encounter the lions, no offense to her, after Pickles asked her this.
How can you be afraid of lions, Cucumber? You're the bravest photographer in all of...
Their crocodile or whatever boss, Editor Eddie, reminded Cucumber about the photos she took of the rhinoceros and the band of anthros.
Or the big elephant.
The big elephant, yeah. Now, Editor Eddie commands the two to find out about the lions for photos, but Cucumber said this.
I am not taking one step into that savannah. No way, no how.
In spite of Cucumber's resentfulness, her and Pickles went out for their mission anyways. It was probably for her own good to keep the job.
Don't worry, Cucumber. This is going to be fun.
At least Pickles tried his best to reassure her on this dangerous mission. But hey, it would have been worse if she went on this mission alone, because she'd be scared shitless than ever. But it looks like Cucumber wasn't paying attention to the road, so she carelessly drove over that hill and almost hit someone. Thank God she didn't hit that friendly zebra.
Are you here to help me cut the grass?
No.
Not gonna lie, but that no was kind of priceless to me. But as soon as Pickles was telling the zebra about the lions, it scared the crap out of the zebra and looks like they angered the lions, causing him to run off.
Help!
They can't be that bad, can they?
Their next destination is the rapids, with Cucumber filming the boat ride to get some word-for-word great action shots.
I never pass up a chance to get great action shots.
And Pickles again mentioned the lions, but this time the hippopotamus wasn't scared of it this time.
The lions! You like to live dangerously?
At least he didn't run from it because he was too damn busy rowing the boat in the rapids.
Running these rapids is dangerous.
Looks like that hippopotamus didn't give a shit on what Pickles said. I guess he's the one who likes to live dangerously by running in the rapids without care. When their stop is ahead, he then bumps the boat onto a log, sending the Jeep and the photographers flying off the boat into the tree. A few seconds later, the Jeep falls down the tree and lands on the road again in safety. It would have been worse if their tires popped. Once they got on the road again, they stopped somewhere minutes later.
Woo!
Not gonna lie, that woo was priceless. After she said that, they were frightened by leaves falling from the tree thinking it was the lions, but it wasn't. It was some giraffe hanging from the tree.
Aren't you, Cucumber, the bravest photographer in Africa?
That's me.
Well then, why do you look so scared?
Yeah, why are you pussing out when you're the bravest? No offense. But all she was gonna say is that her and Pickles are on a mission to photograph the lions.
They only come out at night.
Have you ever seen them?
Nope, not me. They're too dangerous.
That's what we hear too.
Another roar is heard, and the giraffe jumps from his or her skin. I don't know the giraffe's sex. Nighttime arrives, and it's time for the photographers to go to bed. The two promise to photograph the lions during the night time for their assignment. Pickles then decides to sleep under the bed, leaving Cucumber to keep watch towards the lions. But Pickles was supposed to, but he pussied out a little and went to sleep. As Cucumber says she is brave, she begins to fall asleep.
For the bravest photographer in Africa, I'm so brave, I'm brave. I'm tired.
Now that the two photographers are asleep, the lions are now roaming around the savannah, and then wondering about that tent.
What's this? This tent wasn't here before. I wonder who lives here.
After the father lion was curious about the tent, his two daughters begin to feel afraid. Now who could possibly scare the crap out of the lions? Someone who's hella ugly or global warming? Just saying.
It's our duty to guard the savannah at night, girls.
Duty! Anyways, how can those two be afraid of the two cute lion cubs?
We are brave lions! We are brave lions!
Now they barged into Cucumber's tent, and they are still asleep. The father lion thought no one was home and decides to screw with a bunch of their stuff. First off, he tinkers with the camera, causing him to turn it on. That was pretty much a good idea.
Aha! A very suspicious machine.
Selfie time, bitches! I'm just playing. Whilst the father lion is doing a selfie with the camera, his daughters found Cucumber and Pickles still asleep and thinking they are dolls.
One for each of us. Can we keep them, please?
You can play with them, but you may not take them.
So they cuddle and play with them before the father lion found a banjo or whatever it is and starts to struck a tasty jam with it. Looks like his wife and kids are enjoying it. Will he be the next Buckethead, Eddie Van Halen, Steve Vai, or Axl Rose? Maybe. After the father lion gets done with his jam, one of his daughters found a pair of binoculars and looked into her father's face up close.
Sure look big and dangerous.
Well, it's time to go, girls. I don't think there's anything to worry about here.
Aww.
After that, it's time for the lions to head back home, leaving the cubs disappointed. But hey, at least they didn't devour those photographers. When the camera stopped filming, it surprised the father lion. I hope he didn't break it, otherwise Cucumber would be fucked.
We like quiet on the savannah. There. All in a night's work.
After the day has passed, Editor Eddie is meeting with Cucumber and Pickles and asks if they took photos of the lions. Cucumber and Pickles seem to forgot while Pickles is covering up to tell him that they took other photos of the other animals.
Well, you see,
We got lots of other pictures.
Editor Eddie had nothing to say, so he rolls the tape so he could see the slideshow of their wild adventures. First off, it's where Cucumber was driving drunk and nearly running over that zebra cutting some grass. Second, it was when they flew off the boat and miraculously, their camera was waterproof.
Cucumber, look at the lions. They're dancing.
Now, Editor Eddie was flabbergasted when he sees the video of the lions. It was the same time when the father lion was shredding licks whilst his wife and kids are enjoying it, accompanied with the kids cuddling with the quote-unquote dolls. And the episode ends with Loli the worm wrapping up the story as Cucumber and her assistant overcoming their fear of the lions and takes a family portrait of the lions. Looks like the lions aren't mean after all because Cucumber must have judged the book by its cover. They're not mean after you get to know more about them. Now, for this review, I give this a 4-star out of 5 rating. The story was rather interesting. The reason for that empty space of the star is the two pussying out for no reason before the lions. No offense. But overall, it was decent. Thanks for watching this review. I'll see y'all next time. Peace out, comrades.